From the many Georgia communities that focus on Japan and U.S.-Japan friendship, we extend our thoughts and prayers to our Japanese friends, families, and colleagues on the 10th anniversary of March 11th, 2011.
We remember.
On behalf of Japan American Society of Georgia and the sister cities throughout our state, 10 years ago we mourned the loss of Japanese people with the tsunami and the earthquake. We were so impressed with the resilience of the Japanese people and look forward to a happier time ahead.
Greetings from the Blue Ridge, Morganton area in Georgia. Today we remember the victims of the Tohoku earthquake in 2011 and pray for the continued recovery of the region and its people.
My name is Caitlin Marshall, and I am currently interning at the Japan American Society of Georgia. We remember March 11, 2011. We remember those who were lost, the homes swept away, and the fear and uncertainty of that year. May we also remember the hope, strength, and love that was shown during those trying times, and that we may be able to carry the same hope, strength, and love onward into 2021.
Hi, I'm Dan Amos, Chairman and CEO of AFLAC. On this solemn day, we remember the devastating tsunami that struck the coast of Japan 10 years ago. We remember the loss and hold their families close to our hearts. From Georgia to our offices in Japan and the entire Tohoku region, we honor their memories and celebrate the bonds that unite our company and our two great nations.
あとですね、最後に私たちはですね、覚えてます。非常にもう本当に残念なことは覚えておるんで、いつまでも忘れられないんですので、頑張ってください。
Hello from Atlanta. My best regards to all my friends in Japan who suffered so much from the brutal aftermath of the March 11th, 2011 earthquake and tsunami. Today, on the 10th anniversary, I celebrate your strength and resilience and your remarkable recovery. Especially in today's challenging times, your story gives us hope and optimism for all of our futures. We will always remember in friendship and support. Wasuremasen.
Greetings! My name is Ryan Waldrop with the Dublin-Lawrence County Development Authority. On behalf of the residents of Dublin and Lawrence County, Georgia, our collective thoughts are with the people of our sister city, Osaki, as we remember the events of March 11. On this day of remembrance, we send to you and all the people of Japan peace and hope.
It's hard to believe that already 10 years has passed since the 3/11 disaster in eastern Japan. Through the documentaries I have watched about this disaster on TV Japan, I somehow have an idea of the events that occurred, but I know that I can never truly understand the suffering and sorrow of the victims and their families. Times like these are when love is needed the most, so my heart goes out to all of them. Japan, all the way from Georgia, you are on my mind. We will never forget.
As we reflect on the 10th anniversary of the earthquake and tsunami that occurred in Japan on March 11, 2011, we pray for those who lost their lives, the lives of their family members, and the communities that were impacted during this tragic event. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. From Americus, Georgia, we remember.
From the many Georgia communities that focus on Japan and U.S.-Japan friendship, we extend our thoughts and prayers to our Japanese friends, family, and colleagues on the 10th anniversary of March 11, 2011.
We remember.
Wasuremasen. 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 We remember. Wasuremasen. Wasuremasen. We remember. We remember. We remember. Wasuremasen. We remember. 忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。
忘れません。忘れません。
忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。
忘れません。
忘れません。忘れません。
We remember.
忘れません。
忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。忘れません。
忘れません。
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 忘れません。忘れません。
忘れません。
忘れません。
私たちが忘れません。強く生きてください。頑張りましょう。
From Kennesaw, Georgia, I remember. これからも忘れません。
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 From Kennesaw, Georgia, I remember. これからも忘れません。From Kennesaw State University in Kennesaw, Georgia, we remember. これからも忘れません。
ジャパンフェストアトランタマネージャーのリリー和子です。あれから10年、やっと10年、まだ10年、もう10年、人によっていろいろな10年だったと思います。たくさんの命が失われたことはもとより、今現在も支援を必要とする方々がいるという現実があります。現地の声に耳を澄まし、11年を迎える頃には一つでも多くの笑顔が戻っていることを願っています。
I want to send a positive message to anyone who was affected by the March 11th earthquake and tsunami. We remember.
On behalf of the Georgia-Japan Legislative Caucus, we remember and continue to value the important relationship between Georgia and Japan.
Hello, my name is Julie Strecker, and I would like to say on behalf of Mercer University and Mercer University International Programs in Atlanta, Georgia, that our hearts are with you today. We remember.
We send our deepest sorrow and our most reverent sympathies for those who were lost on March 11th, 2011. We will never forget.
Hello, I'm Phil Best, Mayor of the City of Dublin. I'm here today to just share some love with you and let you know how much we appreciate our friends in Japan. Our relationship goes back to 1998 with the sister city relationship with Sambangi, and that continued on with Osaki through today. My wife and I have made one trip to Japan in 2004, and then this past couple of years I went with the Japanese American Society, and we toured a lot of interesting places, but I also got to go to the area that was devastated by the tsunami, and it just made us feel just hurt our hearts for our friends in Japan. But we know that Japan is a resilient country. It will survive and be resilient throughout. Thank you so much for allowing me just to tell you what good friends y'all are, and hope to see you soon.
Kramer of the Georgia Council on Economic Education. I'd like to send my warmest regards to all of our friends in Japan who were affected by the Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami. All of us in Atlanta, Georgia are thinking of you today. Wasurimasen.
I can't believe that it's been 10 years since the incident in Japan happened. I still remember when my mom told me to look in the news of what happened. My heart goes to everybody that was affected by this incident. I think that we have come to be stronger, and Japan will always be in my mind. Wasuremasen.
Minasan, konnichiwa. My name is Robert Johnson, Chairman of the International Charter Academy of Georgia. On behalf of the nearly 200 students at the school, today we remember the tragic loss experienced by so many in connection with the Fukushima disaster 10 years ago. At the same time, we pay tribute to the great love, the selfless compassion demonstrated by the tens of thousands who came to the aid of those suffering. In Japanese, there's a word that I would teach our students, omoi yari. Omoi, to think, to feel the pain of others. Yari, to do, to give, to undertake. And so we pay tribute, we remember and honor the great loss and the love, even the spirit of omoyari, wasurimasen.
We remember the 10th anniversary of the Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami with the resilience of the Japanese people and their gammon as they endured this unbearable tragedy with patience and dignity. Over the days, months, and years following this catastrophic event, the Japanese continued to persevere with patience and tolerance. This great suffering touched the hearts of millions around the world as we watched videos of the horrific and unimaginable devastation. It is with great hope that the Japanese will always carry in their hearts the prayers from millions of people around the world for continued healing and restoration, and that those people who were lost in this tragedy will never be forgotten.
We remember. Wasurimasen.
Hi, this is Senator Kay Kirkpatrick from Atlanta, Georgia, and this message is to let the citizens of Japan know that you are in my thoughts on this commemoration day of the horrible tsunami that happened, and it really reinforced that anything can happen to us anytime and completely change our lives. So I just want to let you know that, along with many others, the people of Japan are in my thoughts and prayers today. Thank you.
I intern at the JASG because Japan's beautiful culture and traditions have always been a source of inspiration for me, as has the strength of its people. We remember.
I remember. これからも忘れません.
In commemoration of March 11th, 2011, I want to say that the coastal cities in Japan as a whole remained resilient through and after this natural disaster. The brutal aftermath of the earthquake and tsunami were handled in a truly empowering manner. Here in Atlanta, Georgia, we acknowledge this major event in history through remembrance and unity.
In commemoration of the 10th anniversary of the Great East Japan Earthquake and Tsunami, please accept this message of hope and respect from your friends in Savannah, Georgia.
We remember the resiliency and the strength of the people of Japan.
And look forward to continued peace, collaboration, and friendship between the great people of Japan, the state of Georgia, and the team at World Trade Center Savannah.
To our beloved friends in Japan, as we mark this somber 10th anniversary of the Great East Japan Earthquake and Tsunami, we here in Georgia remember. We remember the lives lost, the lives impacted, and the difficulties people of Japan have experienced. We will never forget. We remember. Wasurimasen.
Minasan konnichiwa. Trevor Williams here with Global Atlanta. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to reflect. I will never forget my first reporting trip to Japan in January 2011, where I was gathering information about this thriving bilateral investment relationship. I also took a quick side trip to Atlanta's sister city in Fukuoka down in Kyushu. While I did not visit the Tohoku region, the earthquake and the tsunami's effects nonetheless rippled across the Pacific very quickly and impacted us here in Georgia, at least emotionally. I still remember calling and emailing to check on new friends made during my trip, and my special report, which was still unfinished in March, took on less of a business focus and more of a humanitarian slant. We looked closely at how Georgia companies like Aflac, Coca-Cola, and Delta were contributing to the relief and recovery efforts. For me, this spurred an abiding interest in how countries bounce back from disaster. And in 2019, thanks to Japan Foundation Gen-J trip, I was able to visit Ishinomaki and hear firsthand stories about the destruction, but also view with hope how the region is resiliently rebuilding. So all that to say, wasuremasen, we certainly remember and we mourn the loss that Japan experienced and celebrate the recovery that is taking place, as well as Georgia's role in realizing it. And I just wanted to thank you for this opportunity. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Good morning, Northwest Lawrence Elementary. It is Tuesday, March 9th, 2021. It's the 115th day of school, and every day we are trying to be respectful, responsible, and caring. So we're going to start the news show out a little bit different today. I want to send a big shout out to our friends and family over in Japan. We have a lot of connections with Japan. We have a big company, YKK, right here in our local community. We have several students that have family that work there and family that live over in Japan. You may not know this because some of y'all were too young to know. You may have heard about it since it happened. But 10 years ago, on March 11, 2011, there was an earthquake out in the Pacific Ocean, which caused a tsunami. Ask your teacher what a tsunami is. It's a huge, giant wave to crash into a power plant, Fukushima nuclear power plant in Japan. This caused the power plant to do something what's called a nuclear meltdown, which actually was involving explosions and a lot of dangerous things, and it sort of allowed radioactive material to escape from the power plant into the water, into the environment. People died, lost their lives, lots of people were injured, and there are still lasting, very serious effects over in that area and all the people are still recovering from. So as part of a remembrance, a 10-year anniversary, a 10-year remembrance of that disaster, we were to say hello from Dudley, Georgia, from right here at Northwest Florida. Just to let you know we're thinking about you. We're sending our support, our love your way as you continue to recover from this disaster. Following the news show today, I'm going to go work with some 4th grade students. They're going to record their shout outs and their supportive messages to our friends and family in Japan, and we're going to send them all your way. But just to let you know, it's been 10 years, the recovery's going well, and we are here for you, sending you our thoughts and our support. So again, hello from Dudley, Georgia, from Northwest Lawrence on this 10-year anniversary from that disaster.
Go Japan! We love Japan! We love you! We love Japan! I love Japan! Me too! We love you, Japan! And Japan really loves you! Hey Japan! Dublin, Georgia is thinking of you. Hello Japan from Georgia. Georgia is cheering for you. We're praying for you, Japan!
Hello, I'm Stan Hall, Chief Operating Officer of the Infinite Energy Center and Explore Gwinnett. As one of the many Georgia communities that focus on Japan and U.S.-Japan friendships, we extend our thoughts and prayers to our Japanese friends, families, and colleagues on the 10th anniversary of March the 11th, 2011. We will always remember that terrible tragedy when so many people were impacted by the devastation of the earthquake and tsunami that occurred. As we reflect on the anniversary of this tragic event, we are reminded of the great courage and the great resiliency that has always been a strong trait of the Japanese people, and I know that these very traits will continue to provide comfort, strength, and guidance moving forward. We cherish our relationships, both professional and personal, with our wonderful friends in Japan. I have been and remain humbled and honored for the many friendships that I have with you. While today we remember an event of significant sorrow in the past, I wish you nothing but fortune, happiness, and prosperity for the future. Thank you.
Hi, this is Warren Parr, Senior Director of Ticket Sales for the Atlanta Falcons. We just wanted to extend our thoughts and prayers to our Japanese friends and colleagues as we remember the 10th anniversary of March 11th, 2011.
Konnichiwa. My name is Vanessa Ibarra and I'm the Director for the Mayor's Office of International Affairs for the City of Atlanta. On behalf of our Mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, it is my pleasure to join the Japan America Society of Georgia, colleagues and friends, in commemorating the 10-year anniversary of the Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami. Today we begin the solemn remembrance of the fateful day on March 11, 2011, when the power and force of the earthquake shattered the land and the Japanese people suffered unimaginable loss. 10 years on, we remember and honor all who were affected, from those who lost their lives to the families and friends that were impacted by these losses, and to the courageous first responders, servicemen, and volunteers who sacrificed their lives and safety to assist in rescue and relief efforts. Although this day shattered many families and communities, it reinforces our respect for life and commitment to supporting one another to rebuild. I would like to thank the Japan America Society of Georgia for organizing today's Remembrance Day ceremony. Please allow me to recognize the Honorable Consul General Kazuyuki Takeuchi for enduring support in advancing Japan-Atlanta relations. It's in the spirit of solidarity that we're gathered here today with the Japanese community to remember and honor those who suffered loss and were affected by this devastating event. And much like family, we support one another, whether it be in person or virtually. We come together because we're stronger and more resilient together. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you.
One of the first words I learned when I first visited Japan 30 years ago was tomodachi, friendship. In the 3 decades since, the people of Japan have showed me the true meaning of friendship in more ways than I can count. In 2016, I accompanied a group of high school students from Dublin, Georgia, to their sister city of Osaki-shi in Miyagi-ken, and we had the opportunity to tour the areas that were devastated by the earthquake and tsunami. What was most memorable about that trip was not witnessing the level of destruction, although that was sobering. What truly made an impression on us was the Japanese people's strength, hope, eagerness to share their story, and desire to build lasting friendships with people all over the world. Our friends in Japan have taught us an incredible lesson in resilience, and the people of Georgia stand ready to assist in any way that we can along your journey of resurrection.
The events of March 11th, 2011 are seared in our memory. They demonstrated the awesome force of nature and mankind's sometimes inability to cope with these awesome events. But we also remember the courage and the strength and the resilience of the Japanese people as they responded to the crisis. And that is what we remember most and that we keep in our hearts. Thank you for reminding us of the best of human spirit.
On behalf of the many American organizations dedicated to the friendship between Japan and the United States, I would like to express my thoughts and prayers to our many friends, colleagues, and families in Japan on the 10th anniversary of March 11, 2011. We will never forget.
We remember.
忘れません。
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 Kizuna always.
We remember. 忘れません。
We remember.
忘れません。
忘れません。
Hello from Dallas. We remember.
忘れません。
忘れません。
これからも忘れません。
忘れません。